Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome back to the first episode of the Pilots of the Caribbean podcast for 2024. For those of you that are new here, the Pilots of the Caribbean podcast is a weekly podcast where we bring you everything drones in the Caribbean and how they're being used for fun, research, and commercial purposes. I am your host, Alan Gabriel, and I'll be bringing you everything from the latest industry news and rumors and technologies to the most innovative applications. We will also be bringing you some interviews of industry professionals and hobbyists to learn more about the impact of drones in the Caribbean. Usually, we start the episodes with a News of the Week segment. But for those of you that are joining me on YouTube, you will see that this is our first video episode. And I thought that we would do this episode a little differently. So we'll start this episode off with a little introduction, just to let you guys introduce myself to you guys. So I am your host. My name is Alan Gabriel. I was in the field of IT for about 17 years or so in a finance company. I started flying drones about 7 years ago, 5 of which would have been commercial. I actually started off by flying in FPV. For those of you who are not familiar, that's when you fly the drones with the goggles on, the ones that do all those cool tricks and flips and I could go in all the different angles. Downside to those are they didn't have GPS stabilization, so you had to be in full control of the drone at all times. It's not one of those where you can just leave it in the air and it'll stay where you leave it, like what we're accustomed to with DJI right now. So I started off in FPV and then I graduated into the DJIs of the world, which actually made my journey into DJI a little easier because I started off having to learn how to have full control of the drone, as opposed to persons who start off with DJI and try to move into FPV, accustomed to leaving the drone in one spot and having it stay there. And, that's a little more difficult, a little change of mindset to get to when you start off in FPV, you start off in GPS and move to FPV as opposed to vice versa. So I'm also a Part 107 licensed commercial drone user. That is the US commercial drone license. So I am Part 107 licensed. I'm also a level 1 SUAS thermographer. So that is specifically geared towards thermography for drone applications, which is a little different than traditional handheld thermography. And basically this podcast was just about the love that I have for drones, because anybody that knows me knows that I can sit down and talk about drones for hours on end. And I just decided to start this podcast to share that experience and to share my experiences and the experiences of others that will come onto the podcast with the wider community, and to bring attention to what drones and how drones are being used in the Caribbean and how we can also benefit from them going forward by using them in other ways that we probably aren't even considering right now. So I hope that you guys stick with me on this journey. For those of you that are new here or new to the world of drones, I hope that this podcast brings you some value. And feel free to stick around, send me any questions you have. Feel free to reach out. The podcast is on all social media. You can find us on Apple, Spotify, and wherever else you may get your podcasts. You can also find us on YouTube. The website is pilotsofthecaribbeanpod.com. And there you can contact us via email. You can get links to anywhere that you can find us. So feel free to reach out, and I hope that you guys get some sort of value from this podcast. So in this week's episode, we're just going to be briefly touching on the drone life cycle and the age that we are at right now, where is it time to replace your drone? And this stems from, I was just doing some browsing on the internet and I came across an article from Drone DJ where it spoke to DJI discontinuing service and support for a number of drones that they had produced that are a couple of years old at this point. And when you go through some of the local groups on Facebook, local drone groups, you still see persons asking for things like, where I can get batteries for older drones like the Phantom 2s, the Phantom 3s, the original Mavic. And I thought to myself, should you still, or are those drones still viable options based on the age of it? And DJI has a list of drones that they have end of production, meaning that they no longer being produced by DJI. They have the end of availability where DJI stops selling them. They have the end of development where they stop producing software updates. And then they have end of service. So there's no maintenance, no technical support. All those services have been discontinued by DJI. And a lot of the drones that you see persons asking for support for fall into the latter of those categories. They're either end of development or end of service. But people think that, it's just a matter of just getting a new battery and the drone will be as good as new, when that isn't always necessarily the case. These products have a life cycle based on the parts that are in them. And one of the most critical things about that actually is the batteries that you're going to get for them. So even if DJI no longer makes the battery for this product and you can find a third-party battery for it, should you be using that battery? Right. So let's take, for instance, the Phantom 3. The Phantom 3 SE Special Edition, Phantom 3 Standard, Phantom 3 Pro, Phantom 3 Advanced. We're going with the Phantom 3 because that is one of the more popular ones that you see a lot of persons asking for the availability of batteries. Now, the Phantom 3 was end of production in 2017, between January 2017 and September 2017 for the various models. And that is end of service support on January 5th, 2023. So DJI stopped producing anything for the Phantom 3 in 2017. So that is batteries, parts, anything for that drone has been ended as of 2017. Last one would have been in September. Okay, cool. So 7 years ago. So this drone has been stopped producing 7 years ago, and has not included any time that it would have been launched or somebody would have owned it prior to that, because it would have been on the market prior to that. So you have a 7-year-old drone that is no longer being serviced and supported by the company that manufactures it. But that doesn't necessarily make it a not good drone. We get that. But when you look at the supporting things behind it, you don't have 7-year-old batteries that you should still be putting in the air. I don't think anybody should be putting a 7-year-old battery in the air still. I don't think that's a safe idea to do, especially if it's been heavily in use before that. But in an attempt to get new batteries, where do you then source those things? Because DJI no longer makes them, and they haven't for the last 7 years. So now you're looking at third-party batteries. Can you depend, or can you put your faith in a random third-party manufacturer? Now, there are reputable third-party manufacturers that you can trust the products that they put out onto the market, but all of them aren't like that. So can you trust that the battery that you buy off of Amazon is a reputable battery that you should be trusting to put your drone in the air with? Even if the answer to that question is yes, the other question then comes down to, how long has that battery then been sitting on the shelf? Because even if the third-party manufacturer still makes the battery for a product that is no longer supported, or still has batteries for a product that DJI no longer makes, how long ago did they produce that product? Because chances are they're not going to be making new batteries for a product that nobody else makes. So when you look at how long those batteries have been sitting on the shelves, added to the fact that they may be a questionable supplier, do you then trust to put that product into the air? And should you put that product into the air? Now, we're saying this knowing that the costs of drones that are advertised in the States are not the cost that we pay for them in the Caribbean. They're a lot more expensive when we add in the taxes and the customs fees and shipping and all that stuff. So we get that. But at the end of the day, if we balance off the risk that you take by potentially putting this device that may fail on you in the air and what that may cost, as opposed to upgrading your device and going with one of the lower end models, does that balance off the risk versus what could potentially happen? And I think that that's something that a lot of pilots need to consider, that the responsibility is on you, not just for your own drone and safety, but as a part of the wider community, to look out for the other pilots that may be in the air as well, and what your impact can have on the wider community, the impact that your actions can have on the wider community. Safety is a big part of it. And, you always know that, somebody always has something to say about a drone being in the air. And you don't want to be the person who puts your drone in the air thinking that everything is fine and you have a battery failure. And now these things do happen. But at the end of the day, you want to do everything that you possibly can to avoid that happening. And in a lot of instances, trying to keep the older units alive, for lack of a better term, is a lot more trouble than it could be. Could potentially be a lot more trouble than it's worth. So I think that is something that we need to look at. And I say that as somebody who flies a Mavic 2, which is no longer in production, but parts are still available for it. But I know that pretty soon that I am going to have to change this unit out for the very same reason that we're talking about. And is not going to be cheap based on what my needs are when it comes to drones. But I don't want to put my drone in the air and something happens and I put my reputation at risk and I put somebody else at risk. I could put somebody else's life at risk. That's not a situation that I don't think any of us want to be in. So just something for the community to be cognizant of. So I do have a link to a list of all of DJI's suspended products and the service suspension time that I will put in the show notes and description for this episode, so you guys can check it out and see and think about it. Start planning, budgeting. Is it time for you to move away? Is it time to upgrade our drone? How difficult are parts becoming to source? Are there any features that it may benefit you upgrading your drone to get? Because there are a lot of new features that the newer drones come with. Saying things that the older models couldn't dream about having or couldn't even dream about being able to handle. Could be worth your while checking it out. Even something as small as the Mini 3 Pro is a beast of a drone compared to what was available in the older Phantoms. And that is one of the more budget-friendly options. So, something to consider. That is just something that I wanted to talk to you guys about and bring a little bit of attention to it, because it's something that I see coming up rather often on social media. And I think that it is a point that needs to be discussed a little more, because a lot of people think it's just a matter of, changing out the battery for the drone and it should be fine and good to go. And it'll be, even if it's not original DJI battery, everything is fine and dandy with that. And that may not necessarily be the case. Yeah. And as we usually do at the end of our episodes, our video of the week this week comes from VTOL Views out of Jamaica. And this is a downtown Kingston drone compilation video. So in this video, they are giving us some scenery of some different parts of downtown Jamaica with some nice views. So you guys can check that out. And as usual, if you like it, give them a like, a subscribe, and let us know if you have any videos that you would like to see featured on our video of the week segment. As usual, guys, we prefer YouTube, but if you have some cool videos to suggest from some other platforms, we'll take that in consideration and, share it with the wider community, because we're all about growing the community. And that's our show for this week. If you guys have any thoughts on what I would have covered in terms of time to upgrade your drone, feel free to reach out to me and let me know. And if you have gotten any sort of value, anything from this podcast or this episode, the best thing that I can ask of you is to share it with your friends. Share it with somebody you think it may bring value to. Share it with somebody who you think may be interested in the world of drones or getting into the world of drones, or even, remotely into the world of being a creator, creating content, because drones are part of that larger economy. And as usual, you guys can leave us a rating or review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. And you can also subscribe and follow us on YouTube. And you can also find the podcast on all of your favorite social media platforms, so you can stay up to date with all the latest news and episodes. And I will have a link to all of those things in the description. So, thank you very much for listening, and I will see you in our next episode.